I'm going to show you guys a couple really easy ways to clean your VHS tapes. And no, you do not need to buy a $350 to $400 Geneva tape cleaner on eBay. You just need a basic rewinder. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sean with Emerald Coast Digitizing. I convert tapes and films to digital here in Pensacola, Florida. If you need someone to do this for you, check out my website, emeraldcoastdigitizing.com. Let's get on with the video. Okay, real quick, just before we get started, the last video I was giving away these VHS license plates, and the winner of the license plate is Lifetime Memories Digitizing. So get in touch with me, Lifetime Memories Digitizing, and I'll send this off to you. If you want one of these VHS license plates, all you have to do is like, subscribe, and leave a comment below saying you want one. And, you know, maybe you'll get one. All right, guys, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pick yourself up one of these rewinders. This is an RCA, but Kenyo makes them very basic rewinder. It has a fast forward and a rewind option. You're going to want to buy yourself a dimmer switch. You can see here, this dimmer switch allows me to adjust the speed of this reel. You can see it's pulsing up and down. All right, super useful thing when digitizing, right? All you do is plug the dimmer switch in, and then you plug the rewinder into that. Well, first of all, the lid, the top of the rewinder just pops off. So there's going to be a lid on top of this rewinder, and you're just going to yank it off. It's going to come right off, really easy. So we're going to push this down. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of tape, and we're just going to tape this little switch here. This switch is what tells the rewinder that there's a tape in it, but we're not going to be having a tape in it. We're just going to have the reels in it, and we're just going to tape this thing into the on position. All right, and you can see that's lit up red. Fast forward, rewind, and now we can adjust everything we need. Now we have a even more useful tool than the Geneva tape cleaner. And I'm sure you've seen these. You've gone on eBay, you're looking for a way to clean your VHS tapes. This is the most expensive option. There's a few other options out there. There's people making them out of, they're 3D printing them, they're making their own versions, and they're super cool. There's some really cool ones out there. But if you don't want to spend the money on that, you just want to do it this way, honestly, I think this way is perfectly fine. But by all means, support those businesses, those small businesses that are making those products. That's super cool. But if you want to just use a rewinder and have this kind of setup, then this works too. Once you take your tape apart, there's plenty of videos out there to show you how to take your tape apart. We're going to put our reels in, and this tape is not dirty, but we're just using it for example purposes. And I'm barefoot because it's hot. But yeah, so you're going to take your tape, you're going to take a piece of cloth, right, like a microfiber cloth. This is actually from a company called Peck Pads. I'll leave a link in the description. But anyways, these are really good soft cloths. So we're just going to take that cloth and we're going to put it neatly around the tape. You can see that. And then we're going to take that and we're just going to hold it and press it up against the back of the rewinder. We don't want to press it real hard, just enough to kind of both sides of the tape are being pressed with our finger. Now we're going to work our dimmer switch and we're going to get it going. And we can work the speed, we can go slower, we can go faster. And we're just going to babysit this. And we don't want to put too much pressure on it, but there's plenty of working room to do this. And we are definitely cleaning this tape. Now, if you see how this is starting to wind up, if you just hold your finger right here, then that, you know, keeps that from happening. So yeah, this is a kind of a hands-on process, but really if you're trying to clean the mold on your tapes, you really shouldn't walk away from it anyways. So you just need to sit here and make sure it goes from one side to the other all the way without ripping or tearing. So if it's just basic mold, then this will wipe it off just fine. You don't need any kind of rubbing alcohol or isopropyl or anything like that. You really don't want to use that stuff on tapes anyways, unless you can fully dry it before you roll it back up in the reel. So like, if I wanted to put a little bit of isopropyl alcohol on this, I could, but I'd really want to go super slow with it and hope that it dries before it rolls back up in there, because you really don't want the alcohol to get trapped between the tape ribbon because it'll slowly eat away at the tape, and we don't want that. So best way to do this is just to do it dry. And see, super simple, guys. It works perfectly great. Now I'm going to show you how to do this in a VCR as well. This works really good. So let's say that you want to clean a tape without taking it out of the housing. I don't recommend that, because if you're going to have a lot of mold, well, if you have a lot of mold showing on your tapes right around this area, when you put it through a VCR, then it's going to come off and it's going to go everywhere. You don't really want that. You're going to take the tape apart anyways to clean it. But if your tape's just dusty and you just kind of want to clean it, just because you don't want to take apart the tape. So what you're going to do is, and I'm not going to load it up just yet, you're going to take your cloth and you're going to find the record head where the tape goes in, and that's this head right here. And I'll try to zoom in on this, guys, but this is just a quick video. You take your cloth and you're just going to wrap it around the record head. And if you feel uncomfortable doing this with it plugged in, then unplug the VCR and then do this and then plug it back in. So as you can see here, just wrapping this around the record head, nice and smooth. You want it nice and flat, and then you can either wedge it in, or you can tape it, but usually wedging it in works. So now we have a nice cloth right there. Now let's watch what happens when I put the VCR tape in. I put the VHS tape in. It's going to go down and it's going to press that right up against that pad, and then we're going to put it in fast forward. And then we're going to watch, and we're going to make sure we're going to press stop, and then we're going to press fast forward, and then we're just going to pay attention to it and make sure that nothing's going wrong. As you can see there, it's pressing right up against the pad, and it's going to be knocking that mold off or knocking that dust off before it hits your video head. Really, you could probably just leave this in the player and it will kind of clean the tapes as you play them. I just thought that was kind of cool. And you can see here, it doesn't cause any problems with the mechanics, and it also keeps you from accidentally recording over tapes. So not the worst idea. Just be careful. Your VCR might have, the components might be closer together or something. You really just don't want that to cause you problems. As long as it's out of the way like that, shouldn't be an issue. But do this at your own risk. I just thought that was kind of neat. And those are the basic ways to clean tapes. I have a VHS cleaner that I built myself up here. I do use it from time to time. You've probably seen it in past videos. It definitely does the job. It's actually more useful for like sticky tape syndrome, where the tape's starting to rip. So if you want to know more about that, let me know in the comments. If you're looking for someone to do this for you, I usually only work local business, but if you are having some big problems and you can't find anybody you trust to do this, check out the website, emeraldcoastdigitizing.com. I'm Sean. This is my business. I do all the transfers up here. I have one other employee that does like DVDs and slides and stuff, but all the video transfers, film transfers, I do. Also, if you're in Pensacola, we are opening a photography studio as well, so we'll be able to do portraits, family portraits, gift cards, Christmas cards, all that stuff right here in Pensacola. So, check out the website, give us a call. Check out these other videos if you like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.